fucking thing. Oh, God. Right, not probably still. Okay, let's get rid of anything we don't want. It's going to clear the air, so anything that belongs downstairs goes back down there. Creating the right environment for guiding white spirit light to come through and give us some clue as to how to wade through this treacle. Please and thank you. Right. Please and thank you. These are all good to go. We're only having one. Deep dive up. Right. What a thought for the day as well, sorry. There you go. I can stop attracting don't wants by attention to do wants. To do want one. Excuse me. You cannot rid the world of things that bother you. Where's the nuke button? You have got to rid your vibration of things that bother you. And when you rid your vibration of things that bother you, no things that bother you can come. You cannot really rid anything from your vibration because there is no exclusion in this attraction-based universe. What are we talking about? The only way to stop attracting something that you don't want is by giving your attention to something that you do want. But you have to take small steps in it. I have a problem with that, actually. I know what it's trying to say, but for example, I made a bit of an angry post yesterday because there seemed to be some voices telling Scorpio that it's time for you. Your destiny's around the corner. You know what you have to do, don't you, Scorpio? Well, I've got a Scorpio up there who's mad as a box of frogs. They've also got, I think it's Cancer up there who's mad as a box of frogs, who've been shouting death threats for 2.5 years, who kicked my door in. And you've got all these faceless wonders here, and who actually do tarot. And they don't do cards like that and then deal with the card that pops up. They've got the cards off there and they go, oh, you need to sort out this person in your midst. You need to deal with this person. They could have a script right there and basically have all the cards in order. That's my problem with these people. Because it's tarot as they want to tell it, not tarot as it comes out. That was my beef with yesterday. And these people are irresponsible. They never show their face. They hardly even show their hands. That was my beef yesterday. Because somebody upstairs has enough mental problems. And if he's been violent enough in the past, throwing stuff out of windows, trashing things, he got arrested for smashing up a florist's. Now this person doesn't need any more incitement to riot or do damage to property or people. Hi Jack, how you doing? So I know, because he's been a neighbour of mine since 2008, he will accept things without challenging them. Now, if he's lost in YouTube world believing stuff without challenging them before accepting them, then he hears, oh, you've got to sort out XYZ sun zodiac sign. If anything happens, well, it's not going to come back to you because you get all these entertainment purposes, which is really rather sinister. And some of these voices have got really rather sinister. You can't see the face that's actually saying these. It's almost, it's not positive tarot. It's not solution-based tarot. It actually, you come out of these readings wondering, well, what was that all about? It's almost like incitement to murder, some of this stuff. You know, oh, if you sort of deal with this XYZ zodiac sign in your midst, then your purpose will be fulfilled and you go on to the next level. Your soul destiny and all this nonsense. It's really sinister. And these people are not likely to take accountable for the posts they're putting out. That was my beef yesterday. Because people come to tarot and you provide tarot for solutions. If people walk away from a tarot reading with more answers and more worries than they came in with, then that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's irresponsible. That was what my beef was yesterday. I've taken the post down, but I might put it back up again because I was going to live in hotels for 5 weeks because he kicked my door in. Now, with an eclipse coming up, he goes nuts on a lunar cycle anyway. With an eclipse coming up, he doesn't need any more encouragement to come and do me damage. I've had death threats for 2.5 years. So I saw, I must have just hit, you know how you can hit like a rich seam on YouTube. And I saw about 3 of them. Well, I saw enough of them. I just kept clicking off them. But I'm fortunate that in my formative years, I was educated to question everything and not to accept anything until I questioned it. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what you're asking really about. But I know some people who don't. They're looking to get stirred up by stuff. And it's irresponsible to call it entertainment, but think, oh, haha, I was responsible for the axe murderer. You know, it's just not. I find it very creepy. Anyway, we've done that. Because I know that he is influenced by him. And if anything happens, I've got no recourse because the police haven't even questioned him about kicking my door in. 2.5 months later. He wasn't arrested for criminal damage and he hasn't had a psych evaluation. Whilst I was in hotels for 5 weeks, he was living his life in his home whilst I was displaced. Yeah. So I'm just telling it like it is. I'm not looking for any sympathy. I'm just telling you what happens, and especially in this country, this stuff is there to protect him, not the person who's had the door kicked in. Jack, yeah, maybe. That would be. I've got so much going on at the moment. I've got to start a whole load of legal proceedings. I think a podcast would have to be a little bit too. I've never done Pokemon. A podcast, it would require too much structure that I can't afford to put into something right now. I've got to clear my head of quite a few other things. Anyway, it's Friday. Yeah. The weekend. Let's get into this anyway. It's just irresponsible people thousands of miles away stirring a pot. And I mean, if you think about it, if these people actually cause somebody to have a bit of a flip, especially with the power of an eclipse and stuff like that, then they go, oh, well, blame it on the eclipse. Oh, well, this is entertainment. They'll wash their hands. But you don't know where those people go back to. Oh, I can chalk one up to, you know, a responsibility for somebody stabbing somebody thousands of miles away because they saw my... You don't know how... I mean, there's some twisted people in this world, sadly. But a couple of weeks ago, I had mental health services and the police come and kick my door in just before 9 o'clock in the morning. And one of the doctors let slip that they'd come from upstairs. Because I knew that because they knocked on my door. They didn't ring my bell, so they were in the building anyway. And so one of those two upstairs that I've had, 4 years of shit from, but I've only been able to prove it for the last 2.5. They're obviously part of the court order to try and get me thrown in a loony bin. Well, it's him. I mean, he was in a loony bin for 7.5 weeks. It was 7 weeks last year. He came back. Obviously, he'd been abused in there because his eyebrows were shaved off when he came back. And that's because he let rip into something. He almost destroyed some florist somewhere, then went out into the street and threw tables and chairs around. That's what I'm living with upstairs. He kicked my door in. But if you think about the frontline services that were wasted that day, 2 police officers, 2 consultants, 2 mental health consultants, a locksmith and a social worker, about 4 hours of their time was wasted because they left empty-handed because I don't have a mental health condition. No, the first thing they said, "Oh, we think you should come to the little hospital with us." No, last time I had a massive panic attack which never hit the medical notes. They said they'd actually had me down as paranoid schizophrenic. I had a panic attack because I could smell smoke. I used a rope ladder to get down to the balcony thing because the woman next door kept blocking the balcony because I couldn't use the stairs because I'm asthmatic. I'm on the 2nd floor. So when I was in there, they changed the medication. They poisoned me. I had to get an ambulance to A&E because they missed 5 serious side effects of other medications I was on. I thought something like that. And I've still got a facial palsy from it. I've got a facial droop down one side because of the poisoning that I had in that hospital. So I don't want that to happen again. But if you've got these people deliberately causing trouble like that, and you're tying up, let's say, 4 hours of frontline care service people, especially on eclipse when things are, heightened. Just think about the wasted money. And whilst that's going on, who in genuine need is being denied? Somebody else could die because there aren't the resources to look after them, and this is a hoax. Now, I feel sorry for that. That's, if somebody's denied it because somebody's getting it under false pretenses, I feel sorry for the people that didn't get it who needed it. And I think it's criminal to waste public money in that way. And anybody who does sort of false reports like that ought to pay for the time. It'd make them think twice about doing it. Because if they made false claims, or couldn't substantiate the claims, and it was proved just to be gossip, malicious gossip, then they should pay for the consultant's time, and the police time, and social worker time. And court time is not cheap. So why are these people getting away scot-free for gossiping, muckraking, throwing rocks and holding their hands, hiding their hands? And they're getting away with it time and time and time again. Costing the country thousands and thousands of pounds. That was just the ones. Anyway, let's hope nobody. All I can do is hope that nobody else really needed those people on that day, who were tied up on this false, on this hoax call, and nobody suffered. Because I was receiving the attention that I didn't need, and they needed it. It sits uncomfortably with me. Anyway, let's get on. Let's get the first one out, then I'll take them off the bottom. Oh, the Hierophant. Right. 6 of Wands, that's the 4 of Swords. I'm sweating like a whore in church. I put a load of moisturiser on, I can feel it slipping down my face. Let's get these out first then. Excuse me. Right. Yeah. Yeah, Jack, you know, but they get away with it. There's no responsibility attached. They go, oh, we must have been mistaken then. So, you know, it's a bit that way. It was for entertainment. But then what happens? It sits in, I mean, an example like that, it sits in my medical records for the rest of my life that there was a question mark over my mental health that day. No, I was there, I stood there. I gave them what for. I said, no. Like, there's a video of it on here. Because I thought, I'll video the whole thing. And then the doctors came in and said, can you stop filming, please? Stop filming. I said, no. You just bashed your way into my apartment. You're uninvited, unexpected. You know, anybody else would have bought biscuits or a cake or some flowers or something. So he burst his way into my home and told me to stop filming it. Well, you can ask, but the answer is no. Because actually there was a police lie who said that they found me setting booby traps. When I did a subject access request, which should have been back a month later, it took them 6 months to send it back. There's no evidence of the booby trap that they said that they found. But when I came back from Amsterdam last week, I had this weird thing where I mean, I've had my bag swabbed before. I mean, everybody gets it at some point. But she went for my tarot cards. Now, tarot cards are not going to go through that scanning machine and set things off. So what set it off? Because it can't be tarot cards that set it off. It must have been something else that set it off. But she wanted to swab my cat. So if it's down on police record that I was found setting booby traps, that's the first time I've been abroad since then. So I might be down on some record somewhere as like a bedroom bomber. So they do that swab thing, maybe looking for explosives. So then I have to sort of go through, do a subject access request and go, am I down on some sort of beginner's bomber course because of some police lie, and mop up another thing that I didn't even know that I was on? It's endless. Absolutely endless, this crap. Just because one policeman told a lie because it was sexy. Well, it's sexy. I said, yeah, what's the procedure? And they said, well, we'd have to bag it and remove it. I said, well, let's see the photo. You'd have to photograph it, wouldn't you? In situ. So where's this device? And I would have had to have a complete, I would have been carted off in one of those jackets. I'd have had a complete different psych evaluation. And I would have been in hospital for months, if not weeks, if not weeks and weeks and weeks, if not months. And I've definitely been medicated up to the eyeballs. But where's the trace of the explosives? Where's the, all because somebody wants to cause shit in my life? I'm sick of it. But it's been an endless, since 2001, it's been an endless task of finding out that I'm on some other list because somebody, we're ever so concerned about this, that he might be doing that. But where's the evidence? But you sit on that list. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to clear my name of all this nonsense before I change it. I mean, it might be easy just to change my name. Start again. Get a boob job and a big blonde wig. I don't know. Go look after donkeys in Tierra del Fuego. I just don't know. Because he wants me dead. Previous tenant there wanted me dead. He's shouting for me to die. But all three directions in here, that's a different door from another doorway. So when you're in three directions, people are shouting for you to die. And that one over there wants to give you a massage and pimp you out. Bodyguard, he better be cute. It's just it's these people with the problems, and I'm just like the whipping boy. Oh, that sounds quite good. Let me open the window. But you can't approach these people and say, well, what's it all about? Oh, I don't have a problem with you. Well, you obviously do. He asked me to take him to Fortnum & Mason's for a second time. And he wrote me 50th, I put it on here, he wrote me a 50th birthday card going, oh, it was so lovely, and the smile on your face was so lovely, because when we went to Fortnum & Mason's, everybody was looking at me, because I was with you, and everyone was looking at me, and looking at me. It's on here. It was so creepy. And 2 minutes later, he's going, I'll get a big knife, I'm going to stab you in the front and chop you into pieces and set fire to you. So still a whacking great hole in my door 2.5 months later, because the Housing Association's prioritising him. I've still got a hole in my door you can see right through. I had 5 weeks in hotels, which you think they might have repaired the door within those 5 weeks. And then at 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, they tell me, no more hotel. You've got to go back, so all of a sudden, the emergency's off. And my security, they're supposed to be providing safe, secure accommodation that I can enjoy in peace. And all of a sudden, that doesn't count anymore. And you think, well, Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock, well, everyone's probably gone home by now. So I came back here, and actually, within a week, he tried to kick the door in a second time. So I got recorded, that one. So I wasn't in the first time, so I can't have triggered him. It's still just upside down. And actually, I did bump into him. I was trying to find my keys, and he came up behind me. I said, what did you kick my door? And he went, the monsters in my head told me to do it. I've got that recorded too. So I've learned to record everything between my door and the front door. Anyway. And then, the other one from upstairs, he heard us having a bit of a ding-dong, came out, and he said to the one who kicked my door, he said, oh, come past him, come upstairs, you'll be okay up here. As though I was the problem. Well, I'm not the one with the door kicked in. Shouting death threats for 2.5 years. It was all upside down, so it proved what I knew for about 3 years, that those two are up to something together, with my post going missing half the time. Because the normal course of events would be for the person who's just spending time in hotels, who's had the door kicked in, who's been the victim of death threats. You go, are you okay? Not the person who's been doing it. Well, hey Mary Dell, how you doing? It's just a weird one. But am I going to let me get it down? No. I have to laugh at it. But just to sort of do what I think the healthy is, do just laugh. Once you're through the shock of it, and like, did that happen? You got to laugh at it. Yes, glad I found you. Oh, that's sweet of you. Well, I'm glad you're finding the readings helpful, because it's all that's. But I'm going to have to open this window to get a closer, because I can feel this moisturiser slipping down my face. Wait me a second. Maybe I should come down from the ceiling again. Well, that's better. It just winds you up, because I can hear him creeping around up there on the floorboards. He sort of goes, and when I move from that room, the bedroom, into here, because he's got wooden floorboards, it's like Etch-a-Sketch with magnets, you know. And then when I'll go back in the bedroom, he goes back in there. It's so creepy. Anyway. Let's get these out. Okay. No, God, I tell you what, yesterday, whew, I did a couple of oh, bless you, thank you. Well, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, because I'm, I'm very Sagittarius and I shoot from the hip, you know, but take no prisoners. But there again, I expect that treatment in return because I don't like cotton wool. Just don't make me take off cotton wool that I'm not going to use. Get rid of the padding. If you give me the truth, I know what I'm dealing with. And I don't have to do any excavation or any sort of digging. Just hit me with the truth. Excuse me. Hit me with the truth, then I know what I'm dealing with. You know, let's have a business, treat it in a business way. You wouldn't go into business there sort of fluffing everything up, unless it's sort of glassware, you know, not made of glass, you know. Because what pisses me off is when somebody lies to you and you start building on top of a foundation which your due diligence basically tells you is true, but then they've covered up the lie so much that it looked like it was true, and then you start building a block of apartments on top of a lie, let's say, you know, your life or your relationship together, then all of a sudden, this lie, you know, the foundation's stuff, and you think, you just wasted 1.5 years of my life, those resources, and you lied to me right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. No. That means we've been living a lie for a 1.5 years together. No. If it was rotten from the beginning, yeah, well done you lied to me. Well done you. I hope you're proud of yourself, but I'm off. Because right from the beginning, that's what upsets me. Because then you have to question everything that they've ever told you. Everything. And who wants to spend the next few months of your life going back over the last 18 months thinking, what the hell was that all about? Was anything real? Anything? And it's just so discombobulated. If people can't be honest. I mean, I know that I have to learn to cover those buttons up because I always go, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. When I found out people lie to me, I know people are liars. But are they habitual liars? Are they sort of convenience liars? It's the biggest thing in my life, I'll be very honest with you, it's the biggest thing in my life I have to get past. I'm very honest and open about it. Because if I take offence at it. Because I only have one rule. Whoever I'm with, friends or partners or family or what have you, please don't lie to me. I'd rather you say nothing. Just don't lie to me. And I think it's because I had some tests done when I had this breakdown, and I'm sort of quite Asperger's-y. They've taken that terminology away now. Oh, hi Matilda. Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm 52. I haven't had anything longer than a 3-month relationship since 2006. Because people can lie for about 3 months. And you have this sort of review after about 3 months, don't you? And you think, I know people lie, but over 3 months you can see how they lie, what they look like when they lie, what they lie about, and in what circumstances the lie gets a bit bigger. You think, am I prepared to go forwards after this 3-month review thing with that level of lying and that level of dishonesty? I would rather just throw the truth out there, even if I don't look particularly good coming through it. I would rather come through as a 70%er with the truth rather than 90% with a lie. Do you know what I mean? Because I always thought, you know, if you've got a wart on your finger, lies are like warts. They sit there, and unless you want to be known as a liar, these lies, they grow with you. They're with you because you have to remember them. I like to put my head on my pillow. I mean, I can go to sleep like that because I don't have to remember anything. Because if anybody asks, I'll tell it the same way every time, because that's recalling the truth, not rehearsing a lie. You know, that's the way I've. You know, it's my choice. That's the way I've chosen to live my life. There's enough kooky things go on in it. Oh, you must be making that up. I'm going, no, God's on his truth. People just throw this shit at me. I must be very good catch. Get me a cat, not a cat, but catching shit. Maybe I need to, I don't know. When's it going to end? Who just got that in it? I don't know. October, who just got that? What's that? I don't understand that. Can you speak in full sentences, Jose? I think we met before, haven't we? But then people go, oh, Sag, you're so blunt. Or Sagittarians are so blunt. Yeah, great, isn't it? If you're calling somebody blunt, you're taking offence at honesty. Oh, who just got well? Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah. What's my story? How long have you got, Jack? Huh? Yeah, I mean, I know what it's like when you think. I mean, I don't know what time of day it is where you are. It might be 8 hours behind in. You know, it might be 1 o'clock in LA or something. You know, and people are like, oh, they'll understand what I mean. But everyone's code, everyone's sort of like typing abbreviation code is different, isn't it? And you might be American with your local sort of, oh, whoa, 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 sort of biggie uppy doodah, and I know I'm pernickety about sort of grammar, and I love full use of the English is a beautiful language. We're very fortunate to have it. We've got twice as many words as the French. I think about 33% more than Spanish. Chinese has got more words, and then it's English because it's made out of the Scandinavian, the Germanic, and then French, and then it's about 4 languages in one, which is why you can, there's almost 3 words for everything. That's cool, Jose. Is it Jose or Jose? Try putting that on there. But it's like impinge and encroach. Which one's which? One is a time thing and one is a locational thing. Encroach is you impinge on time, on someone's time, and you encroach on someone's space, don't you? And but I love that fine line. It's almost like there's. If you look at a solicitor's letter, there's never a wasted word in any of that. It's so precise. Every word packs a bump, and that's what they're paid to do. To use the language to its absolute maximum effect, Oh, it is 9:20 in the morning. Is it in the morning? No, looks like it. Whereabouts in the East Coast are you? So when I was at university in London, we had a 6-month exchange. I went to Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Between, excuse me, we're going to get a drink. In between Allentown and Reading. I spent most of my time in New York. at the time. Let me just go and get some water. Oh, lovely, North Carolina. Nice one. I did a drama tour down the East Coast. We got under, is it Lynchburg? Is it Lynchburg? Oh, that's West Virginia, isn't it? Lynchburg. It's beautiful down there. Lynchburg? Yeah, opportunistic one, yeah. But I mean, the beef I have at the moment with family is that I did a voluntary sort of psychology course. It was 18 months once a week. And in that home stretch in the last 3 months, we got onto personality disorders. And I realised, just coming, well, at the age of 49 and a half, that my mother was a rampant narcissist. I was like, oh my God, that explains it all. And I thought, right, she can have it. So I said, look, I've seen you smile, I've heard you laugh. Why don't you try and be the world's first happy narcissist? And that's literally, you know, everyone's got their birthday tarot cards. I'm the 8 of Wands, which is like, let me fly, you know. It's pure energy. Well, my mother is the 3 of Swords. Yeah, anything that wants to take off, get it down, stick it down there. My sister is the 10 of Swords. she is world class at sabotage. So you got 2 like vicious air signs. Then the other sister is the 5 of Wands, which is where they're all beating each other with sticks. Oh God, all I want to do is take off and fly. And I got these saying, no, you're not going. No, I wish I'd have learnt tarot 30 years ago. Because when you actually, the more you do this, the more you actually see in people's behaviour how they're going to treat you. Because, you know, whatever. Okay, I mean, let's just look at the, I mean, I'll talk about the 8 of Wands. Yeah, being high octane and on the ceilings. Which one's Gemini? 10 of Swords. The 1st of January is 2nd decan Capricorn, which is the 3 of Pentacles. But I mean, this is the 8 of Wands. I am like this a lot of the time, which is why people try to energy harvest, because they go, oh, that was a bit of that. And people come in, oh, cheer us up. Then they go, and you go, oh, you've gone then. So you feel a bit flat. But, you know, people say, it's the ceiling, come on, it's not a dance floor, come on, come down. Because I'm like, no. And it's irritating to a lot of people. It is. People go, oh, pause, mute. Okay, well, why are you here then? If you don't like it, go. But you obviously come around here to be entertained by somebody, you know, or to sort of feed into somebody else's energy. But it's so that amount of energy is what I have to deal with as the 8 of Wands. That's what I have to deal with. It's a good thing, but it's also the curse. So at what point? I mean, I could be here till 4 o'clock in the morning talking, but I have to notice when people's eyes start glazing out. Enough now, and that's the responsibility that comes with that energy. So you've got to realise what your pluses are and what your minuses are. If you move on to the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior. Now, the plus about that is somebody who their word is their bond. It's almost like someone's given them this stick. Oh, look after that. You go, oh yeah, go on then. I'm all right. Yeah, I'll do you a favour. Then this person comes back 2 weeks later. Go, oh God, I forgot about you and the stick. Oh, where have you been? You said you'd be 2 minutes. You've been 2 weeks. Oh, it was a lovely time in Lanzarote, in Florida. Oh, yeah, great. Well, I've been standing here holding your stick for 2 weeks. Now, that shows dedication, loyalty, and your word is your bond. All those lovely qualities that you've given your word that you'll do that. But on the flip side of that, at what point does that contract change? You think, I've been taken for a fool here. Let it go. Conscience free. Because you beat yourself up, your inner critic gets dialed up. I gave my word and now I'm breaking my own, you know. So that's the problem with the Nine of Wands. See what I mean? So every benefit has its downside and its plus side. The Ten of Wands, you can carry an awful lot of shit on your back, but you start staggering and stooping, and it's the relief to think, I've bitten off more than I can chew again. But I mean, what a locomotive they are, the Ten of Wands, third decan Sag. So it's the strength and the failing of each thing that we're blessed with, if you see what I mean. And the more you look into what, it's the fulcrum on which each decan or each part, there are 3 decans obviously in each sign. What is the issue of being born in that 10 days, and how do I make it good and try and avoid the pitfalls, you know? So let's have a look at these. So the 1st of January, 3 of Pentacles is coming together, group work, or maybe even asking for help. Maybe you're reluctant to ask for help. So I mean, it's like, or maybe you ask for help too much. People think so. You got to strike a right balance of doing stuff individually and doing stuff in group work. You know, that's what the 3 of Pentacles all about. Gemini, I think Gemini's. I mean, I have to sort of reset Gemini feelings because I got stabbed in the back about 30 times by this Ten of Swords Gemini. She's the one that wrote me that letter a couple of weeks ago that I put on there. It's so abusive, it's unbelievable. They've got the 8 of Swords, it's somebody's inner critic that just needs dialing down. The 9 of Swords, which I think is the most desperate card in the whole deck. And then the 10 of Swords. I mean, Gemini, whoever carved up these decans and did the sort of the strength and the weaknesses and gave Gemini a bit of a bum deal. Really, but there you go. We're all God's children, aren't we? Most of us. Libra. Libra, the 2 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, the 4 of Swords. Depending on when you were born. There's a link in the description box. It's called the Anthony Teth Birthday Tarot Correspondences. Gemini. No, I'm not. Can't say I'm overly fond. But I know I can't freeze out a whole month's worth of people just because of a couple of bad experiences. That would be sort of denying me that, but being on this side of this, I don't want to look too negative about certain things, but so I have to make a joke out of it. Go, well, obviously, we're all a total sum of our past. I mean, the person we are today is a total sum of our past and influencing energies. And you can't, before you come on and do something like this, you do have to get right. I'm not going to think about family. I'm not going to think about partners. I'm not going to think about the postman who just slammed the door. You know, but in there is residual somewhere, isn't it? And you can be a little bit. Matilda, if you see the link down there, it's the Anthony Teth link. There's a great big long list of them. Give me 1 sec. Let me see if I can just find that book quickly. That's my flash of lightning book. That's my inspiration. Well, because most of the signs change around about the 23rd of the month, you'll know that the first decan is normally around about the 23rd of the month. So I'm first decan Sagittarius. I'm born on 23rd November. and then Capricorn starts on the 21st of December. So you know that, and the decan is 10 days. So you know, if you count sort of from the 21st, 23rd, 10 days, or just click the link and have a look. But then what's interesting is, I don't know, there you go, you got all those there. So we're on this side here. Yep, there you go. And then of course you get, then what happens is then you get into the court cards, and they don't fit sort of linear with the 1 to the 10s. They're a week off that way. So the King of Wands starts a week, the last week of Scorpio. So it's the last week of Scorpio and the first 2 are Sag. Whereas the 8 of, you move from Cups into Wands on the first decan Sagittarius, no Scorpio. So 8, 9, 10 of Wands is Sag, 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 but the King of Wands is Scorpio, Sag, Sag. So it's all off one. But then Temperance is Sag, Sag, Sag. I hope that makes sense. Clear as mud. But then what's interesting is when you get into these decans again, each one has its secondary planet. So for example, let's do the Sag ones. The 8 of Wands, which is 23rd of November to the 2nd of December. That's the first decan, 8 of Wands. Now that is Mercury with Jupiter. So we get the Magician as our secondary card. Second decan Sag is the 3rd of December to the 12th of December. That's the 9 of Wands. The guy who's holding the thing when someone else has gone on holiday. Now that's the Moon with Jupiter. Oh wait, ooh. It's not July yet, is it? The sun's out. Let me just do that. So with the Moon as your secondary planet, you get Temperance and you get the High Priestess. That's your secondary. That's your secondary card. And then, so wow, I mean that's big, isn't it? To have the Magician and the High Priestess in one sign. Oof, I don't know where the sign's got that. And then third decan Sag is the 10 of Wands, 13th of December to the 21st of December. Third decan, 10 of Wands, which is Saturn with Jupiter, and so that's the World card. So the 12th of December, so you are, you're cusping there. Officially you're down as the 9 of Wands. And so you're the High Priestess with Temperance. Yeah? But I know I'm very much a magician. I mean, I've got this bad habit of pissing people off. Funny that, because I can, it's almost like going into, let's say, a basket weaving course where people have been learning how to do it for 3 months. I just breathe and, oh look, bish bash bosh, there you go. And people look, I mean, I've got that knack of picking things up like that and pissing people off because oh, bunch of flowers, oh, bunny rabbit. I have to learn how to bring that down and think, if I do that, who am I going to piss off? And that's another thing about the 8 of Wands. It's not showing off or anything like that. She said, I can do that. Because I think I'm being helpful. You know what I mean? Now that's the decans with the dates and then the tarot cards, and then we move into we've got the constellation Sagittarius, but then we've also got these other little minor constellations that we've got. Now the 8 of Wands is the constellation Lyra, which is the harp. The brightest star is Vega, which is it the second or the fifth brightest star up there. And there's a whole mythology with Lyra. It's Hermes gave Apollo. He found it. It's a bit grim. He found a tortoise shell, so it scooped out the good bit. Probably had a nice dinner, and then put some catgut on it. And it was the first sort of guitar in history. Let me just finish this, and I'll just read the comments. So, if you're 8 of Wands, if you're 23rd November to the 2nd of December, you're 8 of Wands. You're the Magician, and your constellation is Lyra with brightest sun Vega. Second decan side, December 3 to 12, 9 of Wands, High Priestess, and your constellation is Ara, A-R-A, which is the altar. And I don't know what your brightest star is, I'm sorry, but if you know it's A-R-A, that is your constellation. Third decan Sag is December 13 to 21, which is obviously the winter solstice, so that's quite a biggie. Saturn with Jupiter, so you get the World card, which is all that sort of, well, it's the 10, isn't it? So it's being able to put stuff down. It's the World card, it's the end of the cycle. So you might not be so good at starting stuff, but you're very good at finishing things. That's it, we're done. I gave you the best 10 minutes of my life. What do you mean? And your constellation is Draco. If anybody wants these, there's a thing there. Those are the cups. And those are, oops, can't see what there. Those are the pentacles. That's that. That's what's down here. Mutable fire. Then each one of these has its own mythology. So you start looking into the mythology behind the decans, and it's all quite interesting. And if you look into the Mazzaroth, which is the Jewish, it ties up with Jewish, or ancient Jewish, and the Babylonian and the Islamic astrology. Each one of these performs a function tied up with tarot and astrology and the cycle of the year and stuff like that. It's all fascinating. It's endless because everyone's got an opinion on it. Really? And then if you think back to your chemistry lessons, do you remember that big thing with lots of things, the periodic table of elements? There's the whole thing about the Philosopher's Stone and turning tut into gold. Well, if you think about it, there are 78 tarot cards, and you start off at 0, really. But card number 78, or the end of it, is the World card, which is Saturn in whatever. It's Saturn. And element number 78 is platinum in the periodic table. So element, if you went on that continuum, you can't get further than card 78, so you have to go back to the beginning again, which goes back to the Fool, which would be 79 or 1. Well, 79, if you look at that, is gold. Yeah. So each time you go around through the tarot, or the 70, you complete a tarot cycle, you get another bit of gold in your bag. Yeah. So it's turning tut into gold, and so that's alchemy. So every time you do a tarot cycle, you're alchemizing yourself to make yourself more golden. So there's that whole thing going on there. So the 8 of Wands is element number 46, which is palladium, which links up with Pallas, which is one of the big asteroids that you can get on astro.com. You can look where Pallas is, which refers to Athena, excuse me, the goddess Athena. Number 47 is the 9 of Wands, which is silver, which is has a lot of links with Vesica Pisces and the mirrors and Fibonacci's and lapis lazuli. Oh, for the 8 of Wands, it's ruby. The 10 of Wands is number 48, or cadmium, and citrines. and your figure is the cube. I hope this isn't too boring. but see, you've got chemistry tying up with tarot, tying up with astrology, and they all fit together. And this is just some of the behind the scenes stuff that I'm just researching at the moment. So anyway, there you go. So where are we? I thank you. Never heard that I was a high priestess with temperance. There you go. Isn't this a wonderful way of sharing information? I know that I've learnt so much from other people, and I'm happy to pass it on and share it so people go away feeling more enriched. You get some people who think, oh, information. I'll hang on to that. I won't share it with anybody. But I mean, I like the Carol Channing expression, money's like manure. It's no good unless it's spread around, you know. The same thing with information, but people try and weaponise information, you know. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anybody. I got into a habit. I went through a rash of having people just crap comments. I keep turning the comments off. So, yeah. So the high priestess with temperance. If you actually, I'll try and find the link. I'll pop it on the community tab. You can actually have your chart. They do a chart, and then there's a little side tab. They tell you. So, I mean, I got thrown in the Sagittarius deep end. I've got Sun, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune. I've got 5 planets in Sagittarius. So it's a bit of a rush hour. And I've got 3 in Libra. That didn't leave much for anything else, did it? But I mean, I love things being balanced and equal. And you think about Libra and Sagittarius with the. This is why I don't like lies, because it's like justice and fairness and Sagittarius finding balance. That's the thing I've got to get over in my life. But I've got a very weird thing. I've got, you know, like the Jewish star. I've got that in my birth chart. It's called a grand sextile in air and fire. The weird thing is my mother has the same thing. She's got a grand sextile too. And I've got Sun conjunct Neptune going down to Chiron, going over to the south node. That's one. That's the fire one. And the air one is I've got the Moon conjunct my north node, going over to Pluto, down to Saturn. And Saturn sits directly opposite my Sun and my Neptune, which is not the best place for your Saturn to be. Literally, boom. And that's where you get that kite formation, you know. So I've got these 2 kites in there. And my mother, it's weird, my mother's got exactly the same thing. She's got Pluto, Saturn, and then Moon conjunct North Node. And if you think about how quickly the Moon goes around, for a mother and a son to have Moon conjunct North Node, but then it's a part of a grand trine. And I think that's why she's not a narcissist, she's the narcissist. I think that's why she must have, she was a lot more into astrology than I ever thought she was. I think that's why I possibly bore the brunt of her narcissism, because she knew that she could get it land it on me, because basically we got the same ground, we got the same astrology. Weirdly enough, 34 years later. It's only last year I found that out when I looked, oh, well, let's see what she's doing, when I was looking at astrology a lot more. But I have yet to find the astrologist who will tell me the truth about it, because they go, oh yes, then I say, well, what does that mean? They go, oh, and they just redirect there when nobody wants to talk about it. But I mean, she became a chairman of the magistrate, a chairperson, a chair magistrate, which, if you think, that is the perfect camouflage for covert narcissist, isn't it? Because you've got your power and you can off with his head, send him to prison, then take them away. I mean, yeah. it was in the 80s and 90s. She had those Mrs. Thatcher suits on. Despicable human being. 9 months in prison. Yeah. Anyway. See, I mean, oh, I think we've got temperance out in this. I must get on with this spread at some point. But I love being Sagittarius because I mean I was told this woman told me I was adopted last year, so I might be Virgo. What do they do? I don't know. They do a lot of washing up and housework, don't they, Virgos? I don't know what else to do. But I got my pendulum out, and twice I came up with September the 13th, so I might not be November 23rd after all. And strangely, when she registered my two sisters, they've got 2 entries in the birth records. Why? Nobody else has got 2 lines in the birth record. I've only got 1, but my surname's Kingston Jones. But on the birth record, I'm down as Edward, middle name K. Jones. So my surname is Jones. But on the birth certificate, it's Kingston Jones. So this woman's been lying for years, since the mid-60s, when my elder sister was born. And last year, at the age of 51, she told me I was adopted. Avalanche, it's normally about tarot, but I've got a bit sidetracked today. Let me just catch up on the comments. So that's why my 2 December, 2 and the 6th are so different. Oh, have you got 2 children? December the 2nd, December the 6th? Because, yeah, it's the 2nd that's the transfer date then, isn't it, on that? Yes. Ah, yes. So you've got an 8 of Wands who'll be hyper. Then you've got a 9 of Wands who's going to be a bit more sort of broody. Yeah? Would that make sense? December 24th, that's Capricorn. Now that's the 2 of Pentacles. But what's interesting is that that last decan 3 of Sagittarius, which you haven't got there, you've got 1 and 2. The 3rd decan Sagittarius is the Queen of Pentacles, not the King of Wands. And it goes for the first 2 of Capricorn. So you've got a lot of Capricorn coming into that. Oh, this is. Oh, so yes, it is Capricorn anyway. So, but they will have a bit more Sag because they've incorporated the Queen of Pentacles covers that last bit of Sag, so she sort of lifts a bit of Sag into that first thing of Capricorn. So those are sort of the little shoots that keep it weaving round. High Priestess, hello. I love the High Priestess. It's very solitaire, isn't it? Jane Seymour, wasn't it? Is there really not 13 because the clock has 6 parts? Everybody loves this Ophiuchus or Ophiuchus thing, but there's something about it. It's not the sun. The sun doesn't actually go through it. It's there. It's quite a big. It's quite a long, slim constellation, but the sun doesn't go through it for enough time for it to be the 12. And dividing 360 into 13 is a bit of a worry, unless you've got a calculator, which they didn't know back then, did they? What's my stream about? Any old tut that comes out, really. He's good. He's not doing my reading. Well, I have actually got the cards out, but I'm just what happened the last couple of weeks. I seem to be on a hit list of and I got people saying, "What's your view about Lebanon and Gaza Strip and Egypt and Jerusalem and Israel and stuff like that?" And people call me a wanker and stuff like that. Go to the airport now, right now, I'll do a plane. I would love to live in Canada. That's what I'm trying to do. Hello. My paternal grandfather, if my father was my father, he was one of the home children. Don't say that. I'm sad will travel. Um, um, I love Toronto. I was there in '92 when the Blue Jays had just won the World Series. There was such a lovely buzz in the air, and I love that colour, that aqua colour at Niagara Falls, where the water just goes over the edge there. That is such a beautiful, clear. You'll know what I mean. You know, you can't recreate that in a paint because obviously it's translucent. It's the translucence of that water as it goes over the edge there. What a beautiful colour! I've got goosebumps now. Niagara Falls. Oh, sorry. The power of all that water. Go, and I struggled with thinking, well, they'll turn it off soon. You know, it'll also that noise will stop soon, and they'll be saying, oh, you better. It's like turning the lights off. But obviously, it's nature. It keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. And you think, wow, that goes on all the time. That noise and that mist and. I was absolutely blown away by it. It was such a. I'll never forget doing that. I love Niagara Falls. I went to Montreal a few years ago. It didn't quite hit the same. I love Toronto though. I could live in Toronto. I don't know what Vancouver's like. But anyway, my grandfather, he was one of the home children from a poor family in Wales. And they put the males of the family, 3 of them, they got put on boats. They ended up in Alberta, British Columbia, Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg. And they seem to buy an awful lot of homestead land, which I think is why my family have snipped me, because they came across it, and it's oil. I think there was a lot of land where there might be oil. And I think that's why I've been snipped out of the family, because they want to declare me mentally unstable, because that means I can't inherit it. So I think I've been pushed out as adopted now. So it all adds up to this thing about Edward's not getting any money. But this is what I'm trying to find out. Isn't it disgusting what people will do for money? It's been quite upsetting for the last couple of years because I didn't know why I'd been abandoned. I was abandoned, isolated, pushed out, humiliated. And so, yeah, you'll see some quite angry posts of mine over the last couple of years because I didn't know why it happened. After my dad died, I looked after my mother's finance. I was running 2 homes. Oops. Not only was I running my home, every month I went to my sister's because I couldn't work through illness. I was running my home and I was also running my mother's home. I used to spend 4 or 5 days a month up there doing her. There's always the home insurance or the banking or something to do because she couldn't pay a bill. Couldn't even do filing. So, so there was me going up there, so my sisters could further their careers. I mean, for a couple of years, one sister only saw her twice, and she's the one with the kids. The other one hasn't got kids, so she was using her kids as a weapon against my mother. I was getting it from my mother. Well, she doesn't like me, doesn't like me. Well, nothing I could do about it. She's 6 years older than me. I was always away at boarding school. We were ships in the night, so I don't even know who she is, really. Blah, 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 blah. Then when Dallas comes to town, there's some oil money around. I'm the one who gets pushed out. Looked after her for 12 years. She sold the big family house. There was about £500,000, £750,000 swimming around. Happens to me, and my sisters move in and start looking over financial affairs. I used to trade financial futures. I'm the one with all the financial nous, and I'm the one who got pushed out when all the money was around. You know. Make sense of that one. And then the first thing to do is obviously get my mother set up with broadband and stuff like that in the new house. I'm just putting the charger in. Oh shit. No, that's all right. Change the angle now. And my mother, at the age of 80 something, this sister who hadn't even organised her own broadband, was tasked with sorting my mother out. She didn't even get the discount for being over 60. And got her into the wrong contract and this, that, the other. So I got this, can you come and help me? I said, no, you have to sort your own shit out because you pushed me away. You're not going to you're not going to discard me, dismiss me again. And then she turned, the last time I saw my mother figure was in August 21, when she was violent with me. And there was an extension cable. I was sitting out on the patio with an extension cable, with my iPad and my iPhone. And it was about 10 o'clock, she went, time for bed. I've got chronic fatigue, and I think because I was upside down with time. I mean, I don't have days and nights. I have eyes open and eyes closed. You know, it's difficult, but you get used to it. I said, look, I didn't get up till 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'm not going to bed now. Well, I want you upstairs now. I said, no. It's my, and she stood there with my roof, my rules. It's a bit like read my lips, isn't it? I went, no, come on, I'm nearly 50. Come on. And so with the extension cable, she went, she got this tizzy, she went, and she got the extension cable and she went, and yanked it. My iPad and my iPhone went onto the patio, never worked again. Now, for 12 years, I've been looking after her millions. There's me on disability benefits, and she basically bust my iPad. She never gave me any money for it. I thought, I'm not going to ask you for it either. You know what you've done. Told her what she'd done. No, I thought, not going to ask you for it. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, then I started a thing on here, and she went, oh, stop making the cards say what you want them to say. I thought, I mean, if you've seen some, I've got this bad habit now of, I'm sort of blah, 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 and I'm sort of talking through, so I shuffle it, and actually exactly what I've been talking about pops out in the card. I didn't know I could do this till about a year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I've been developing it, and I'm really shocking myself. But she's going, you're making a fool of yourself, you look ridiculous. I thought, well, how did you even know that I've got a YouTube channel anyway? You say you don't like tarot, you certainly don't like me, so why are you watching me doing tarot? Something you don't. Why are you putting yourself through it? And apparently you're not my mother. So why are you bothered? And I had so many questions because they wouldn't answer my questions. They denied me all this information, told me I was adopted, and then stopped talking to me. And I thought, oh. And then because of family stuff, my two closest friends disappeared. So if you think about a table, my mother and my sister, who used to help me, and my closest friend in America of 30 years, because I introduced my sister, that sister to him, the tennis sister to him, they became friends and both walked away from me. And then my closest friend around the corner, they all went. So if you think about a tabletop with 4 legs, all the 4 legs went, of course, yeah. That tabletop can only stay suspended for so long before it comes down. As the 8 of Wands, I defied gravity for quite a few months, but then down it came. As anybody would with that, anybody to talk to, going through COVID, you know. So I mean, I can laugh at it now. So, 3rd of December, girl, and March 31st, my dad was the March 29th. That is the 2 of Wands, isn't it? So they're very good at starting stuff, but not very good at finishing it. Oh no, 31st of March is the 3rd decan. So that's they're very good at doing their market research, but they might get a bit testy about waiting for their ships to come. That's the 3 of Wands. October 21st. That's the 7 of Cups, isn't it? Lots of choices, but can't make their mind up. Oh no. Hang on a minute. What are we on? October 21st. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, they're not Scorpio at all. They must be. Oh, they're Libra. 2, 3, 4. Four of Swords then. Chilled out. They should be quite chilled out. Four of Swords. July the 8th. That must be Cancer. 3 of Cups. Party girl then. They were Canaanites. It's the land of the Canaan. If the truth be told, not Iranians. Yeah. As a child, we went to Nigeria. Oh, Niagara Falls. I thought it said Nigeria. Every summer. Went to yeah, we've got Madame Tussauds over here. It's a bit like Rick Ripley's Can't Believe It or Not. Go back to CK on earthquakes. Go back to CK. What's CK? Is it CK or OK? Oh, look. CK. Would you take your family and children to Estonia land and war zones? I'm not going to comment on that, yes, because, again, you know, I'm not here to talk about religion. I don't know enough about it, and I can't make a difference with it. So there's no point in me fighting against thunder, really. I can talk about tarot if you want to talk about tarot. That's what I'm here for. But I'm not here to talk about religion or politics or war zones or anything like that. You know, in the nicest possible way. I wish people would stop asking me things like this, because it's almost, you get the feeling people are trying to trip you up. And I'm not going to get tripped up. I do not have a mug. I did not fall off the Christmas tree yesterday. I might be bright and sparkly, but I didn't fall off the Christmas tree yesterday, okay? So, absolutely. I only found out last year about Sagittarius and rainbows and being the rainbow bridge, and the goddess Iris. And once you start looking into the mythologies, and actually, if you look at if you type in rainbow translated many languages, it gives you what rainbow is in every single language on the planet, and it's arco. There's a saint's name attached to it in all those, because in Spain they've got about 5 or 6 different languages. They've got the Castilian, and then they've got Catalan and Basque and Asturian and Galician. It's Arcoviel. Is it? Begins with a V, I think. If anyone can look it up for me quickly, that'd be really handy. But it's like the arch of a saint. And then you look into their saints, and it all ties back up with Sagittarius and being too hyper, like a weatherman on speed. You know? So, oh, it's lovely to chat to people. I'll stop turning the chat off then, because it looks like people have moved on to somebody else, because I was just getting fed up with it. But oh no, it's so lovely to sort of have the interaction. It means a lot to me. So thank you, and thanks for coming back. I really do appreciate it, and it's nice to have this bit of warmth. And it just is a reminder to me that I love sharing information, and if everyone can walk away from this having learnt something, then that's what I love. Oh, I didn't know that. Then, you know, then we all go, obviously, we'll go on Wikipedia afterwards. Go, what's he talking about? What's she talking about? Oh, bye, Molly. Really lovely to see you. I hope to chat again soon. Oh, hi, Millie Vanilli. Just subscribe, mate. Well, welcome. Welcome. It's a bit of a madhouse, because things happen. I try and do daily Sagittarius. If there are any other signs that anybody would like, I'll have a stab at them, but I can't pretend to be an expert on them. But I know I know Sagittarius, Aquarius, Capricorn quite well. I know Gemini, Libra, Leo quite well, but I'm not feeling positive about them, so I steered away from them. What else? I know the Taurian character quite well. But if anybody's got any other thing, I mean, also what I'd like to say is, being Sagittarius is that's only our sun sign. I'm Aquarius moon. If you think about table tennis, ping pong, I think, you hit out, like you step forward as your sun sign. So we gallop forwards as a Sagittarius. We go forwards as a Sagittarius, the male, the pushing. But when the ball comes back, you have to, I mean, obviously it's coming towards you, and you go, oh God, what's the? So actually, you have to calculate it and compute it, and that's emotionally, because then you have to sort of stand back to it. So that's the feminine or the receptive side of it. So that's your moon sign. So you can't just be Sagittarius, because that's only you can't go forwards all the time. But like a stock market, you go up, you come back, go up, come back. So you've got to know what your moon sign is to have the balance of the sun sign. So I have an Aquarius moon, which is why I do Sagittarius and Aquarius. And I've learned an awful lot about myself, knowing what my moon sign is, in the bits that didn't quite marry up with Sagittarius. My rising sign is Capricorn, which is why I do those three. And then also North Node, I've got Aquarius North Node, so I don't have to do a fourth one. I can just double up on the Aquarius. Excuse me. But I think your North Node is right up there with your rising sign. But that's where the soul is supposed to go around to, from your South Node. You're born with your South Node qualities, and you've got to transmute those, or transmogrify those, over to completely opposite to your North Node. And that should be your destination. Fortunately for me, Aquarius is like a retirement home for Sagittarius. So it's like Sagittarius, but you can rest your weary hooves, Yeah, you have to gallop around somewhere. 1st of October, Libra. Then you're the you're the Three of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and Justice, aren't you? Because my mother's the 8th. Well, my mother figure is the 8th of October. 8th of October is also, if anyone knows the singing group, the 3 Degrees, Sheila Ferguson, the singer from the 3 Degrees, is one of my favourite singers. She can turn a vowel sound to make it last about 3 weeks. Shimmering. Fantastic. If you haven't heard the 3 Degrees, check them out. Giving Up, Giving In, The Runner, and If and When, some fantastic songs. And they've got these great big ball gowns on. They're giving it some serious stuff. Prince Charles's favourite group. And there was gossip in the 70s that they were having a ding-dong, but Britain couldn't have a black queen at that time. It's a shame. It's a shame that... And what I love about that lady is, obviously, she could have, in this culture of everybody selling out and sort of, sex videos and all that nonsense, and people selling what they had for breakfast for £10, a couple of million or what have you. She has never once been indiscreet about what could have gone on. And she said, no, I said all I'm going to say, and it wasn't much. What happens, obviously they were seen out having dinner and stuff like that together. She said, we were seen out having dinner together, weren't we? Point final. And the discretion of that lady, I admire her so much for that, I really do. Because it's no other fucker's business, is it, really? That's the difference between public and private. Well done, Sheila Ferguson. And actually, I grabbed her ankle. I drove in from university because I saw she was singing at this club called Bang at the time, and I pushed my way to the front. She was right there singing. Oh my God, Sheila Ferguson. And I don't know, I've never done this before or since. But my hand just went, I went, and I grabbed her ankle on the stage. She was singing this song, and I grabbed her ankle. I was like, as soon as I did it, I was like, oh, see what? And I looked up, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And there's a security were halfway across the stage. I thought, shit, I'm going to get busted. And she was halfway, she was singing this song, and she just, and she saw that, because she knew what was likely to happen, and she went and waved him back. I went, oh, thank you so much. And years later, this is, oh God, maybe 8 years ago, I was on Facebook, and I saw her on Facebook. And so I sent her a message, said, do you remember? I said, oh God, I need to apologise to you about that. And she said, how could I forget? And we became friends on Facebook. Oh, what a fantastic thing to say. I mean, I'm not. I don't crawl around going, lovely, I love your ankles. But actually thinking about it, way back in Victoria times, ankles, oh, if a woman showed our ankles, it was like, you know, full 10 minutes, wasn't it? Anyway, should we get started? I'm going to shut up now. But I mean, what? Crikey, how long are we going? An hour and a half. I need to shut up, don't I? I said earlier I could be here till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. Shall we get on with it? And if anybody's got any questions, pop them up as I'm going through. Okay, we'll see what's going on here. There's a book somewhere. Give me 2 seconds. I'm better go and find the book for this oracle card. It should be here. Excuse me. Oh, there we go. So, anyway. So this card, we've got number 10. Got number 10. Good on number 10. Deep dive. Deep diver. Diving into a task, number 10. Yeah, let's get this out. Oh, just, what happened there? It's easy to play in the shallows where the waters are clear and you can see all that glitters by your feet. Anyone can venture here. There is little risk, nothing to discover, no dark secret, nothing you can't already perceive. The treasure has long been picked away, replaced by a gentle certainty. In the shallow river is safety and no surprises. Ah, but that's not who's calling you now. The deep diver invites you to take the plunge with him. You can't see the bottom. He's in a wetsuit. But you must swim into the dark depths to find the mystery that eludes you now. Who's my mummy? Who's my daddy? Little open Annie. He knows where the pearls lie beneath the ancient sands. You are called to look beyond the surface of things for your answer. Let your intuition propel you into the water, allowing your memories to swirl around you and your emotions to well up as you face the unknown. Your curiosity will be your greatest guide. It gets you into trouble as well, though, doesn't it? You'll surely discover something wondrous to bring back to everyone who is waiting by the shore. But will they want to hear about it? Because normally they'll shut up, Sag. You know? You talk too much. But only you will truly know the value of your discovery. Yeah. You want to hear about it? Then I'll go and enjoy it by myself. Are you willing to do the work? Dive in, make the commitment to see it through, and you'll be amazed. I am. I'm constantly amazed. There you go. Right. So the theme of this then is about taking it deeper. Don't, you know, come out of the paddling pool and, you know, go out your depth. It's encouraging you to explore out your depth, isn't it? So with that in mind, we've got the Hierophant. So maybe it's about extending, well, I mean, okay, I think what happens is people see this chunky cross I don't subscribe to Christianity. I just like this cross. You know, it's a right chunky thing. It reminds me that I can pull my neck up. I know what the symbolism means, but that's not what it means to me, and it's mine. So I choose what it means to me. And it's not quite. It's a bit, you know, it's not quite. It's a bit off, which I liked it even more because it wasn't perfect. You know, I like different parts of different religions. That's what my faith is. I've got a faith, but it's not a religion. I know what my faith is, and that's private to me. It's a bits of one, you know, bits of this, bits of that, bits of the other. So I suppose I could be criticised by everybody, and no one's going to stick up for me because I'm not in their club. But I know what it means to me, and that's my choice to fall down the cracks, as far as that goes. Absolutely, Molly. Absolutely. Because I know what I find difficult about. It's like political parties, isn't it? Yeah, I like what you do there, but I don't like how you're treating that section of society. And so I can't sign up to your club then because, no, because that precludes me from being part of your club. I'm certainly not giving my money, no. See what I mean? And no. I've never really been a group thing. You know, you get these groups of friends who do this. I group hop. I'm friends with people in that group for a bit, and I keep in touch with lots of different groups. So I did do. I surf different people because don't fence me in. You know. I've read and studied all different religions going back to the Egyptian. Absolutely. I mean, one of the fascinations that I have is you've got Turkey and Lebanon and all that stuff, where they do the most amazing seafood and prawns and pork dishes and stuff like that. You get to the coastline, you know, if you think about the coast, then all of a sudden, man-made border, you get to Israel, you can't eat pork and you can't eat shellfish. Why? Why not? Just because you've gone from that bit of land to that bit of land over a man-made something, but all of a sudden the prawns aren't very good. What's going on there? But I understand, obviously, in that heat, if you're trying to do population control to have the bigger army because you want to go and squish those people over there, in that heat, pork and prawns are going to go off quicker than anything else, so you're going to get food poisoning. So it's probably sensible health care for people control, so people didn't get sick so much. Especially from a sort of like a persecuted belief system or tribe, I can understand that. But to make it sort of illegal, it's a bit like. Then you get back round. Then you get down to Egypt. You can eat prawns again. So what's wrong? Maybe the guy who had the cattle ranch was pally with the guy who made the laws. I mean, well, I want them buying my cows. I don't want them eating the prawns. They can get that for free. Oh, well, takes me a lot to feed these cows up. And he had a bit of a beef with the guy who made the pig, who farmed the pigs. So you don't know why these laws come up, do you? It's all to do with funny handshakes anyway. So I bet there's lots of lovely lobster beds and stuff like that around as well, aren't there? There you go. Let's go oyster hunting in Israel. God, I'm going to get all the zealots in for that. What's 104 centimetres long? 100 centimetres. That's 30. Whoa, Molly. You're banging a beehive. Mine's like 1 centimetre. You've got all my hair, have you? So what we've got is we've got the Hierophant. So this is about maybe exploring religion a little bit further. Wrong way around. And we've got the Queen of Cups. So it's not religion, faith. Let's use faith. So it's about developing a faith that you love or that you're comfortable with. 7 of Wands. So it's putting a nice set of boundaries around around a faith that you feel comfortable with. Oh, this is nice because it's not it's not love, it's not war, well, not yet anyway. This is the current energy. So it's find it's like define the boundaries of your comfortable faith. Yeah, that's nice. What have we got here? King of Pentacles. Well, that's about abundance. So, yeah, it's about abundance. So where do you get the most back from investing your heart? What brings the Queen of Cups there? If you invest your Queen of Cups into some sort of a faith system, yeah. Where's the boundary with it? And the King of Pentacles is what comes back for you. But your investment, your return, isn't it? That looks like. Nice, that's quite tidy. That's current energy. And actually just after, I'm just going to call it Easter, but the multi-faith thing that we just had, that's quite a nice, so that's sort of fresh in the memory of that, isn't it? So the Four of Swords, lovely. So yes, it's something that you need to feel comfortable with. And the Star is something that maybe something fell apart, or your faith got shaken or rocked with something. You think, okay, I can't prescribe to that anymore. So this is following your own star, so creating your own faith for you. Molly, you are the High Priestess, aren't you? You know what's coming here. Tell me what's coming next then. This is nice. It's a relief to get off. You're stealing your biscuits, isn't it? Yeah. So do some work. Eight of Pentacles. It's a good idea to do some work into actually where you get the abundance back from the love that you invest in faith. So that's going to be the running gag. Finding out what level of faith and in what dimensions you feel comfortable. I'll have a bit of Buddhism, I'll have a bit of Islam, I'll have a bit of that, I like the one with, is it Hinduism, where they've got all the goddesses with like 15 arms and going like that. The food's good as well. So your aim, oh, here we go, perfect. We've got the Six of Wands. Got a nice bow there. So success in what? Sagittarius. So temperance. So balancing and actually finding a nice fit with all these different aspects of different organised religions that you actually would just want to think, oh, it's a bit like, you know, the buffet table, isn't it? I'll have a bit of Buddhism, I'll have a bit of Christianity, a bit of Catholicism, a bit of smells and bells, you know. I'll have a couple of goddesses with 15 arms, I like that bit for that. But it's finding that nice balance of I like that bit. But just because you live in a certain country, isn't it lovely now that because you live in a certain landmass, you don't have to subscribe to the religion of the land. You can do what you like. Aren't we lucky that we're living in this time? You know, and you can juggle 3 or 4 religions if you want, if that's where you get the benefit. You know, where you feel like your soul gets benefit. So, what do we need to do to get through now up to that point? Okay, here we go. Is it Molly? Are you the Libra? Queen of Swords. So it's almost like when you've got a full wardrobe, you've got to throw 5 things out to get a couple in. So you need to snip away. You've got to cut a few things off to make room. So what isn't working for you needs to go first, which will create the space for. So actually, this is a bit of a reset after Easter weekend, isn't it? Ah, lovely. So we've got the Queen of Swords. Cut out what isn't working for you. Then you've got the Page of Wands. Go on the adventure to find out what you're going to replace it with. So you can go religion shopping. You know? That's nice. Let's have another card for up there. Eight of Swords. Who's dealing with their inner critic? Five of Swords. Who's battling with their inner critic? So that might be, I mean, our inner critic is normally our mother's voice. You stupid child. What are you doing that for? Told you you'd never amount to anything. It's all about who's fighting to dial down their mother's voice in the back of their head. You know, it's that it's rushing to get into that elevator for one, down to the basement dance floor where the DJ is your inner critic, and you want to put their you dance and you put those headphones and go, you stupid fucking idiot, you stupid. It's that chastising. The way you talk to yourself, you'd never dream of talking to anybody else. But you love going down that dance floor, listening to that. Mea culpa, mate. Oh, come on. You've got to find out how to put blocks in place. You know, damage the lift, damage the elevator so you can't get down to the dance floor. Don't pay the DJ. put breeze blocks up so you trip over in your rush to get into that elevator. Because this is actually about how to deal with that inner critic. Which we're talking about religions and faiths, which is inherited. So who's dealing? Somebody's dealing with an out of control inner critic. Just grab that volume knob, turn it down, and yank it off. You know, somebody. Oh, it's my mother. Libra's out. Shut up, woman. I can't leave that on the Five of Swords like that. Well, this is turned upside down. Let's have this one. Page of Swords. Well, Page of Swords, he's got a bit of a bad bum rap at the moment about being about stalking and hacking and stuff. But actually, it's somebody. If you think of it, I was thinking about the royal family here, William and Harry. Well, the knight is William. He's got the responsibility. He will be king. But the page won't be. The page is the Harry character who can, like the Princess Margaret. They'll be king or queen. So they can go off and have a fantastic lifestyle. This is the one. He's like, yeah, no responsibility. So this is the guy. He's not running around on his horse. He's actually, he's using that sword like a golf club, isn't he? He's like, a bit big for me. So it's somebody who's out there on a massive, cast a wide net information grab. But the function of the page is not filtering it, but he's to go, oh yeah, I want to go and try everything. Quite sad. So that's what the Page of Swords is all about. It's casting a wide net to gather as much information as possible, which is why you can see it's turned into sort of stalking or hacking, or you know. So that's good. I mean, that's one way of dealing with this out of controlling the critic. You know. Good for you. And actually, what better way of dealing with two swords than with another sword? That's good. That's healthy. Because that's a very, very healthy aim to have up the top there. So how are we going to get there? This is what extra we need to put in. Well, you're dealing with it with another sword. So like you're fighting fire with fire, as it were. And you're putting the energy in. One's there. So you've got the right tool and you've got the right attitude. Oops, what is that? Oh wow! You see, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. So you might do a course on it, or to get a study book on it, or something. You know, you're prepared to invest in this. Look, Wheel of Fortune. It's time to do it. So it's going to be. It's come at absolutely the right time. So that's a very positive Queen of Swords. Because it's almost like a sloughing off or an exfoliation of stuff that's no longer working for you. It's going to be an adventure. You're prepared to fund it if you need to fund it, which will come back in abundance. But yeah, perfect timing. But oh God, it's so nice not to be doing love. Oh, sort of handbags at dawn. Oh, what a nice! This is a relief. Really. Oh, stunning. So I always think of this cross section a bit like a weather system. what's sort of dropping its rain now? What cloud is dropping its rain now, ready to move out, which is going to sort of suck in the next thing? Well, so this is what you're having here. The sun, beautiful, and 10 of cups. So everything's sort of, you know, we can all gripe about stuff, but what would you change it for? How are you going to improve it? So if the improvement you're looking to make is tinkering around with the faith system, then actually your day-to-day is actually running quite tickety-boo, isn't it? Stay calm and feel what's going on. Exactly. Well, it says the high priestess. That's lovely. whoever's in that state, well done you. That's like nirvana, that is, isn't it? So what have we got going on there? Anyway. Oh, one of our own. Queen of Wands. That's exactly... Molly, you are the high priestess. Come on, Molly, what's coming next? Jump through the screen. You can take over whilst I go out the shops. you wrote that, stay calm. I mean, look at her. She's going within there. Feel what's around you. She's the closest queen to the high priestess, and this is exactly what you've just written there. And you didn't even know you were the high priestess. Isn't that lovely? How you could... Hey, Molly. Well, that's it. Let's have another one for that. Oops. Ace of Cups. Exactly. I can feel it in my waters. You know. Beautiful. That's such a sort of a tender. That's a really tender position there. So what's coming in then? Oh, nice. Knight of Cups. I love that card. This is the Sufi deck, the mystical part of Islam. I love this deck, really. Yeah, exactly. It's like a rainbow bridge, isn't it? Unfortunately, it's in cups, and that's actually the card for Scorpio. Five of Cups. That's the Knight of Cups. So I always think he's the one who's there is a bit of a rainbow here, isn't there? Little. So it's the generosity of somebody who's looking to. I always think he's looking to fall in love with life. Obviously, he must have a bit of a stumble. He's looking to fall in love with life in the process again. But if you think about swords and wands, that's gallop and canter. Let's get there as fast as possible. Knight of Pentacles hardly moves. This is the trotting, isn't it? So you want to sort of go a bit faster than the walk, but you don't want to spill your drink at the same time. So that's the Knight of Cups. So it's combining speed with a bit of security. So you know that's probably the going bang on 30 miles an hour. You know, you're not breaking the speed limit, but you're enjoying the process. So surrender. So yes, Sagittarians would probably want to go a little bit faster than that, but you surrendered speed for security. The Hangman. Let's get something else on that. That's what's coming. So that's this so look at what's coming in. You might be compromising something. You know you could get it done. More haste, less speed type of thing. Well, there you go. Digging deep, deep diver. You can't, if you're going down, you can't go across, can you? Really, do you know what I mean? So this is about going deep. It is just about going deep, not across, isn't it? Always got to tie it back to that. That's foundation card. Whoa, come on, let's have one. Yeah, turning the Six of Pentacles, turning that tap on. And being comfortable doing it. Absolutely. We've got the Four of Swords down here, haven't we? So this is about comfort, movement. It's about comfortable movement, comfortable progress, isn't it? That's nice. Oh, what a nice. This is a real pleasure to do this reading. Put it off for 90 minutes, haven't we? So wrapping all that up in all those ideas up and putting it into one bumper sticker, 9 of Cups. Actually, really rather sorted. Card for Libra, and actually being at peace because your heart's as light as a feather. So it's actually being the maximum emotional being that you can be, because the 10 of Cups, which you've got here in your experience, the 10th cup comes from somebody else. So you are at your potential emotionally. You're at your potential, and you're in balance. Nice. Who is this? Z+2. Come and sort out my life. But whilst, here comes the caveat. Whilst you're blissed out, isn't that amazing? I just said that. You might get people trying to squat in your life. So it's, move in silence. Don't go, I'm so happy, I'm so blissed out, I'm so sorted, because then you'll get like flies on. That's exactly right, just said it. I'll come and sort out my life. Yeah. And then you've got the Four of Pentacles. So protect it. Protect this feeling. Protect this feeling. Move in silence. Protect this feeling. Now, come on then, Melly. What's coming next? It's sad how I had to find my way to peace. Yeah. But I can't break what's broken. Molly, I know there's a comment you put further up. Let's just have a quick look at that now, because I think it was quite sad, wasn't it? I worry about death, but I die. Yeah, I'm on Earth now, so I'll learn the energy here first. Yeah. Oh, are you, Molly? I'm sorry to hear that. And now you know you're the High Priestess. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh. All love and support and sort of power to you. I hope you've got someone who you can be grouchy with, if you know what I mean. I hope you've got like a mutual grouch friend that you can, let me throw mine at you, catch it and then throw it away. And you do the same, go and let off at me, You've got a mutual punching bag where you don't mean it, you just need to vent. I hope you've got a mutual venting partner for those days where you don't mean it at anybody or on anybody, you just need to go, I hope you've got someone for that, because it's not just the feelings and it's not just the physical of it. Sometimes you just got to, and that's why people are frightened of the Sagittarius temper. Well, don't piss us off. There's nothing. Okay, you've got people like Scorpios who, Geminis, they will bear it's more dangerous. They will bear a grudge forever. And they'll smile in your face, and then as soon as you say, 10 of swords, and they'll smile while they're doing it. At least the Sagittarian temper is honest. You might get the hairdryer treatment. Tasmanian devil. But it lasts about 2 minutes. Now, if you've got somebody to that point where they have to do that, then more fool you. But then at least deal with what you've created. I think so many people are cowards because they like to prod Sagittarians and set them off. But then they run away when, can you get back here? I need to shout at you. Cowards. Yeah. And then Sagittarians get accused of being bad-tempered or moody or foul-tempered. It lasts 2 minutes. But you've made the brew, drink it, deal with it. But I tell you what, when the Sagittarius loses their temper, not loses their temper, but sort of gets to that point where, okay, you can have it now. I've been quiet long enough. A bit like Carrie. it takes so much out of you that after you've done that 2 minute hairdryer treatment, you actually have to withdraw and cry and shake and go, "Ugh," because it takes, that's why Sagittarians, temperance, keep a lid on it, and keep a lid on it, and keep a lid on it, and keep it. But if you keep turning up the heat, that lid's going to poof. Well, don't turn up the heat then. You know? Don't go back to a lit Sagittarius. You know? It says that on all the fireworks boxes, doesn't it? Don't poke the bear. But it's almost like a zodiac sport, isn't it? Oh, let's see if we can get Sagittarius to blow their top. Let's see if we can get Gemini to tell the truth, shall we? Oh, here we go, nice one. About the 9 of Wands. You're with a Leo. Selfish and... oh no. Leo. My South Node is Leo. When I was younger, I didn't know at the time because I was young. I was away at boarding school, so I had no parental... you know, normally parents go, did you have a nice day at school? Do you have a nice... I didn't... From the age of 8, I had nobody asking me that. So, but I did. A sympathy thing. I just didn't know that happened. So that my norm was something else. And if you think you're born in your South Node, for me, which is Leo, and I've got to get around to Aquarius, which happily I am now. I'm a lot more Aquarius. I've got 3.5 hooves in Aquarius, but I'll still keep that half a hoof inside. You have to. I love Sagittarius too much. But because I was, like I said earlier, I was very good at music. I won scholarships. I was good at everything. I was one of those kids that, oh, well, what can't you do? And with all the attention that went with that, I was very much a Leo. Very much Leo. And I remember my mother said to me, stop showing off. Stop showing. So I thought, well, I better stop being good at stuff then. And I went into my shell. I even stopped talking. When we used to go into shops, I used to sort of whisper to my sisters what I wanted and give them the money because I lost all my confidence and I wouldn't even speak to shopkeepers. It was weird. But I remember she pointed at the television and said, promise me you won't turn out like that. And it was the Liberace show. And I thought, well, why you... I didn't know he was a flaming homosexual. I just saw a very good piano player. And I thought, well, why are you paying for my piano lessons then? If you don't want me to turn out like that. But that's the innocence of like a 7-year-old. But that's adult insecurities and false expectations that you shouldn't put onto a child. Promise me you won't turn out like that. Well, the 17-year-old doesn't even know. Well, you see what you see, piano player in a big fur coat, not a jewelry, but I mean, you see, you don't even know what sexual, you don't even know what libido is, do you? At 7, you think it's a pizza or an Italian dish, don't you, libido? It's funny how the unfair expectations of the adult world start creeping into children's innocence, you know? Anyway, so we got the 9 of... Who was the 9 of Wands? They are. So yes, there's people trying to encroach on this bit of nirvana might be a little bit burdensome. He broke the wrong... He broke the wrong woman as I turned in. Oh, tuned in. He broke the wrong... But Molly, I'm sure you felt it coming. Cause that's the thing about the High Priestess. Did you deny your intuition for quite a long time, though? Because that's what will have been the hardest part of you, for you, in that process, because your head will have been doing one thing, and I know, and if you ignored your intuition and stayed with him, Absolutely. Absolutely. And actually, the strength of that is not being afraid of your own company to start with, but then loving your own company, and then actually preferring your own company, and turning the doorbell off. And thinking, ah, my time. Yeah, it's great. I love it. Exactly. This is why, yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I joke about your intuition being a bit like a basketball. You know, take it out, go bang, 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 shoot hoops with it. Yeah, it's like a muscle. You know, exercise your intuition. Molly, I bet you. Do you have tarot cards? Because why don't you treat yourself to a deck and then play? You know, if you're going to watch these, just do this. Play along live and sort of recreate them for yourself and actually learn. Because I bet you could read. I bet you could read tarot. If you're looking for a little project or something, a little. If you're looking for a project, I mean, this might be about you, Molly, because it's all about expanding your. I should imagine you're finding quite a lot of things relevant to you in this spread so far. Yeah. You know, the way you've been talking, I get the impression that you're on the button. Yeah. Actually, recently there's been some very funny like little quotes with pictures gone here again about when an empath hears somebody criticising them, and you go, you just feel the energy change, don't you? And it's almost like bumper, you know, those bumper cars, Dodgem cars, you with your antenna at the top, and you think, oh no, go over there. Well, Molly, don't, you know, get your protection, get stuff like, you know, you're not opening up huge portals, you're not going to blow up the world or anything. It's just learning the language of the cards and the symbolisms and the depths and how they, because you do this on a performance level here like this, but there's a whole other layers to it. It's about personal development. I know things from, yeah, absolutely, yeah. You can't explain it. I mean, when I was 13, why did my parent figures, why did they buy me a book on dowsing at the age of 13? It's not something you buy a 13-year-old boy, is it? But I mean, here we go. I mean, I'll pick this up. Okay, which way around is yes? Which way around is yes? Can you see that? Okay. Which one is yes? Which one is yes? Show me a yes. Show me a bigger yes. A bigger yes. Bigger yes. Bigger yes. You know, I get this thing sort of flying around like that. You know? But, well, there you go. I'm full of energy. Maybe try something like that. If you don't want to do cards, try that. I bet you're full of energy. And it's about, I mean, you could, you know, you get something going around like that, you're tapping into energy, and I feel energies. I see energies. And you think, whoa. And I denied that to myself for a long time. I thought, oh, it's just one of your funny feelings. But now that I've opened, you know, thrown the windows and the doors wide open, I'm loving it. And it's opened all these other things to me. I mean, I don't know if you saw, was it Royally Wild or Wildly Royal or something that I put a couple of, I'm literally going blah, 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 and these cards are falling out of my hands as I'm talking to them. And I watched it back and I thought, fucking hell, it looks like I'm showing off. But I'm not, because you can't talk and show, you know, because you don't know what's coming out. But every time it's like, oh yeah, I was just talking about that. Oh, bang, I was just talking about that. And there's another one. And I said, oh, that's right, because all my family was out here. I said, oh, we need the King of Wands, and that's me. And there's another card came out, and the next card, the second card, was King of Wands. I went, oh, done it again. I can't explain it, but I just enjoy it. And I've had people levelling, oh, you're being a show off. I thought, no, that's Leo. I'm sad. But actually, don't watch it then if you think I'm showing off. I'm actually just. I mean, how can I know I'm going to? I don't know what's coming. It just happens. It's there. All of a sudden, it's just there in my hand. I go, oh God, look. And I just laugh about it. I'm not going, oh, look at me, aren't I fabulous? You know, I'm not doing that. I go, oh, whoa, having a laugh about it, then move on. I mean, I don't sit there and go, oh, what, okay, I got that right, I got that right. And then just basking in that. No, boom, straight on to the next one. And it happens again and again and again. If I was looking to make any out of it, you know, I'd be doing it on a subscription thing. I'd have monetized this channel, which I haven't done. You know, so hopefully there's no adverts here that you have to click through. I don't want to monetize it because I want it to be a free exchange, you know. The electric shocks are something else, aren't they? You know when you go through a department store and they put those thick carpets in and you got to walk across the carpet, then you get to the escalator and you go when you go to press the thing for the elevator. Oh, too much, isn't it? You know what I mean? Or they used to have it more in the 80s. They used to have like glass shelving, but they used to have sort of bronze poles on the corner. You go up there, and we're just talking about bumper cars. How do we do this? Queen of Pentacles, reward. It will reward you to. I'm not being saying selfish. Be saying self-contained in this feeling of bliss, because this is such a beautiful feeling. It's almost like walking down the street. Someone's going to throw an egg at you, you know. They're either going to try and grab it from you, take it from you, or ruin it for you. So be blissed. Enjoy this bliss. It's bliss. Okay. So what's the scene? The stage that this has happened on? Oh, come on. Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands. Look at that. I mean, that's almost like a cut, like an animation, isn't it? A little butterfly. That's like a picture of spring, isn't it? Like fresh water flowing through and a little butterfly. Well, the butterflies don't come out till later on, do they? But it feels natural. It's a natural state of bliss, isn't it? Oh, there's Molly's card. Just seen it. I love that High Priestess card. It's almost having a little tunnel. Having a little tunnel that you can pop into the future, but you can come back, you know? I could go to hell and be happy. Exactly. Teflon coated. The fried egg just slips off like a frying pan. What I love about this though, if you look at the shape of the dresses, it's almost like Temperance turned around, isn't it, with a bit of a fascinator on. Those dresses are very similar. And if you look at where that sun is there, they're almost linking the High Priestess with Sagittarius there. So she's not on the tightrope anymore, but anywho. Oh, that wasn't even there. But now she is. Where are you coming? Okay, so the strength position. What is your strength? In stark contrast with the Knight of Cups, we've got the Knight of Swords. So you're comfortable going at speed, and you've got the King of Swords. So it's almost the ability to formulate plans quite quickly and adapt, because that's the fastest moving knight. with the fastest moving sign here. Ooh. Hey. Oh, it's the Knight of Cups from the other deck. Okay. So the first and the third fastest. Cups and swords, cups and swords. So that's water and air. So that's almost like creating your own tide, isn't it? So it's like a self-motivation then, isn't it? Self-motivating plans. So you could. Oh, here we go. Who was Capricorn? First, second Capricorn, third Pentacles. Nothing. Yeah, it's like a self-juggling, like keeping everything up in the air. That's your strength. It's like you're like a self-cleaning oven. Now the problem is, well, here we go. Somebody wants a piece of your pie, don't they? Five of Swords. Somebody trying to do you down. Judgment. So this, I think, takes us back to the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords here. Something or someone's got to go. Let's bring it back to this sort of faith thing. Something needs to go, which actually just doesn't fit anymore. So it's just an echo of this position down here. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. So don't be too much of a hurry to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And we've got the Knight of Swords again. The Knight of Swords again. How does that fit then? You can't have the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Look, they're going to clash, aren't they? It's almost like a wedding. I do. Do you take me? I do. I think the only thing here is to say that you've got the option to go either the slowest or the fastest. This is about the comfort of. You can do it at a curb crawling for prostitutes. You can do it at a crawl, or you can do it at lightning speed. And this is all about the comfort. So it's just you get to decide. Judgment. You get to decide how. This is all about being in control and about happily being in control of your environment, isn't it? We've got the Hierophant card and your faith. They've got the Hierophant card out again. So this doesn't seem like a struggle at all. Maybe the only struggle is choosing which speed to go at for each project that you're doing. Finding the appropriate speed for each task. And if that's the only struggle, then you're doing well. What a lovely spot to be in. Molly, you're going to love this. What you need to know that you don't know. Hermit. Kermit the Hermit. There you go. The power in Hermetic principles and thought. Chariot. This is a sign for Cancer. That's about holding things together, because the Black Horse wants to go right with it. It's about holding it together, and it's a bumpy ride, and you deserve every ounce of success or reward that you get from that, because it's not easy. That it's about managing change, the Chariot, isn't it? Well, now we've got the Lovers. Managing change. We've already had the Star card after a bit of upheaval. And after that upheaval, the unity of the Lovers. So sort of telepathic communication. There's nothing difficult here, because obviously it depends how big you want to make that tower, isn't it? But if you've got a Chariot, and so you're sloughing something off here. Because obviously there was a bit of a bump in the road, and it's challenged your faith in something, or part of your faith. That's what that must have been. So what do you do? As Molly quite rightly said, you go within. And you've done all this exploratory work here, boom, boom, boom. But you know you'll find it somewhere, whether it's in whatever religion the Hawaiians do, or Easter Island, or the Oshun stuff, you know, nice bit of Shango, or Celtic gods, or whatever. Who's to say anybody? We're only going to find out who's right and who's wrong when you cark it. You know, there's nobody on this plane knows which one's right. And actually, why can't they all be right? For you, if you choose it, because they're going, yeah, exactly. But what I love it is when you get this echo, or you get the same message again, and you get just told in a slightly different way. That's what that's what happens quite often with me. They'll repeat the same message, or the most important message, one, or you know, they'll repeat it for a second. They'll say it for a second time or a third time. Like, Edward, get it through your head. But if you think about how do you learn stuff, by repetition. And I thank my grandmother for that, because she knows that, you know, I won't forget to go to the doctors at 3 o'clock. I won't forget to go to the doctors. I will get to the doctors at 3 o'clock. I'll go to sleep. Yeah, oh, I forgot. Oh, shiny thing over there. I forgot. So, oh no. Can't knit all that together, can we? So let's go on to the last card. What have we got here? Page of Pentacles. Nice one. Page of Pentacles. She's watering her lady garden. In the nicest possible way. Let's hope the foxes don't come. And the devil. Or greed. Temptation. I love that card. I really do. I love this deck. There's so much in it, but it looks like it's a kiddies deck, my first paint part, you know. But there's an awful lot of subtleties in it. So there's a message about money, Page of Pentacles, greed. So who's got their eye in your handbag? It looks like an external thing, doesn't it? So who's trying to make off with your handbag? Who's got their sticky fingers in your purse? I know who it is, in my case. I'm trying to be positive. It's not true about me. The Knight of Wands, yeah, Leo, sister. The Nine of Cups. Pisces had a go too. Your husband. Hang on. The Greeks have got a lovely expression, and they do this stamata. It means like, back up, bitch. I think it's S-T-A-M-A-T-A, stamata. You go, what's stamata? How are we going to do this? A disruptive influence. It's a disruptive influence. It's got there. It's ogling your handbag. Nine of Cups. That's, I mean, that's you. That's you being very comfortable with yourself. Obviously, you know, you got this little foxy here. He's very comfortable. Nine of Cups. So who's trying to knock over your Nine of Cups? It's about somebody trying to. The whole thing here, wasn't it, about protection? Someone's going to try and smash into your nirvana, throw an egg at it, or try and trip you up. And here we are, right on the exit here. Right on that. It's been beautiful right until this part, isn't it? Because, I mean, I've really enjoyed this reading, because it's like love, love, love. A bit like Betty Boop going, walking down the road in my direction. All of a sudden, somebody tries to do something to her. Oh, look at this. We've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. That's almost at the finishing line, but not quite. So it's almost like somebody's going to try and trip you up just as you get over just as you're ready to get. That's where the devil sits, isn't it? Because he wants to keep you in this cycle, not going to the next cycle, getting to your tens. So we need a demon card, don't we? Now one more of these, and I'll get the demon. They're right here. The demon card. There you go. Ah, cool. Well, that was going to piss me off with the Empress, aren't they? No. Stay in your Empress energy. For once, a very stable Empress. Just remember that Princess of where? I am l'Emperatrice. I'm the Emperor. Yes, you don't get bigger. It's like Marge Simpson hair, isn't it? What can go wrong there? Oh, Molly, I'm so glad that because I mean, I don't take anything sort of that seriously, but and I love to talk in pictures because you remember pictures. No, but obviously, because I've been turning the comments off, I haven't known if what I've been delivering has actually hit people, or if they've because there's been no feedback from it. So I just think, oh, just carry on with what you're doing. And thank you so much, Molly, because your feedback is so. It means the world to me. It really does. I really thank you for it. And so I know, sort of it's good. But actually, the subscribers have gone up quite quickly. I thought, oh, crikey, idiots, fools. But I mean, some people say. I mean, people said to me, "Oh, you must take it more seriously." No, I don't take anything that seriously. Why do you want to take this? Tarot's going to be fun, isn't it? Like everything else is going to be fun. But you got to pump some life into it and bring it out of the card and make it big out there. Put it on a rainbow, send it out. You know, it's not a card; it's life. Life goes into the card to transport it, but it's got to come back out the card. You know, it doesn't sit there, does it? You know. But it's got to come to life. I mean, look at all the work that goes into these cards. They make the card come to life, and so free it from the card and go. There you go. So I'm just here translating it, So you got to put some oomph into it. Yeah, this one good. Yeah, well, before it kind of, and you get the talking sports bras, Weatherman. I'm not criticising anybody because that's their delivery. That's how they choose to do it. I'm not criticising anybody. I know, but don't criticise me for the way I do it. It's just the way I choose to do it. I mean, I'm not saying that you did, but I've had quite a bit of criticism for that. I mean, there was a fantastic one a few weeks ago. I was in a big bad mood about somebody pissed me off in the supermarket, and I was like, right. But and the most amazing reading came out. Amazing. What was another one that I really enjoyed? Oh, I tell you what. I don't know if you've seen it, but I actually cut the clip out because I laughed for about an hour and a half after it. I'd just done an hour. It was the Aries. It was in early January. Oh, it was New Year's Day. It's about Aries matriarch, and I was chronic fatiguey, and so I was doing a lot from my bed at the time, and I'd got red tracksuit bottoms on, and I thought I'll do it all in red. No one's going to see, but then I got hot whilst I was doing this reading, so I sort of pushed the covers down, and I had a red sort of hoodie thing on, so I was dressed all in red, like have you seen that horror film from the 70s where that little girl's on the bridges in Venice? I wasn't doing the impersonation, but and then the demon card Boone, B-U-N-E, came out, and I had the phone, I had a red phone, and I was like, so the demon Boone, blah 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 blah. She appears to some people like that, and for me, it's a figure clad completely in red, and I was like, I've just done an hour and 15 minutes. And here I am describing myself as this demon. and I just fell apart. I could hardly breathe. And I was crying. I was like, I was going to do. I was coughing. I just had to turn the thing off, and I just lay in my bed, just laughing and laughing. And it was the best New Year's Day I've had in a long time. And I thought, shall I cut that off the end? And I thought I can't, because even though I look like I'm a fish, I'm sort of hyperventilating. I'm doing like a fish out of water impersonation, but it was just sitting there describing yourself as Boone the demon, and I think it's in the shorts one. I think it's called Cracking Up Without the Crack, because it was on a camera that had a massive crack through it. So there are two versions of it. But it's definitely in the. If you look at but all the work I put into that, I was feeling a bit grim. It's an hour and 15 minutes, and all of a sudden, you you get the detonator and blow up your own hour and 15 minute. And I thought I was doing really well, because I was dipping into things, and I thought, oh, hitting some nice rich seams. It was a beautiful reading. It was an Aries reading, so it was another fire sign reading. I was like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, you're dressed like the devil, Edward. I was like, oh, God. Then like self-sabotage. But then I thought, no, I can't. You got to take the rough with the smooth, don't you? Thank you so much. You've helped me follow my inner self and my faith. It's like you come at the right time. Oh, absolutely. Molly, what I will do is I'll find the link, but there is a website where, like in astro.com, it gives you, let's say your moon is in Aquarius, well, for me, Mercury in Sagittarius, Venus Sagittarius, Mars in Pisces, blah, blah, blah. It actually translates that into the tarot card relevant for that planet in that sign, and it gives you the card for it. And I was fascinated by that. It's a whole other language. So when you see when you know your cards for your astro positions, I mean, there's all that information about your constellation and all that stuff, and then your chemical symbol. So, and then that's got a number to it, and you learn all these big numbers about your chemical symbol and your decan and all that kind of stuff, and your constellations. This whole world of science and art and stuff, it just opens up to you, and there you are, like that. Yeah, finding balance. Yeah. You are the high priestess. Yeah. Oh, for my 30th birthday, I was doing a bit of go-go dancing at the time. 20 years ago. 20 years ago. And I used to have shoulders like boulder. I used to go to the gym quite a lot. And a friend bought me some nipple tassels and some glue for my 30th birthday. Because he said, you're going to get those going around like helicopters. So, of course, but there's a whole, it's a bit like language of the fans, holding your phone. There was a whole code, wasn't it? A whole sort of, that means don't come anywhere near me, but that means, I'm open for offers, so there's a whole language of fans. But the French royal courts and stuff like that, where you couldn't be seen talking to somebody because dangerous liaison stuff, isn't it? So you couldn't actually be seen talking to them. You had to message each other from across the room. Yeah, this is whole language of the fans. Oh, really? What kind of dancing did you do? I mean, look up the language of the fans. It's fascinating. It's like in London, we've got so many statues because we were obviously quite a warring nation for a long time. So we celebrated our war generals and stuff. And there's a whole language about if the horse has got all four hooves down, if it's got one up, or if the horse is going like that, and if he's got a sword it's the stance of statues. And what's a shame is so many people just go, oh, they even look at the name on the statue. Oh, what, in Warsaw? And this guy or woman or what have you, it was their life's work, and they're so big that they built a statue to it, and that all these people just go, oh, nice bit of marble, but walking past, and they don't know the language of statues. I was going to learn it last summer. I must get on. I must learn it because when you go walking around in the summer, I want to know. Well, they must have done that for the horse to be doing that, or for him to have that on his shoulder. It's like artwork, and I want to fill that ignorance, that hole in my life. I don't know what it means because there's all these codes everywhere about the language of why that person's done that. Anyway, where was I? I feel I've got about 5 oil tankers I need to bring in here. Nipple tassels. How could I forget? Yeah. There's a great song called Love Potion Number 9. Love Potion Number 9. Do, 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 do. And if you put that arm up, and they go round one way, if you do... Now I've got connection problems, I'm talking about nipple tassels, I'm being censored. So true, being called it, but I was not. Oh! I've been called a prostitute, drug dealer, all kinds of things. How interesting. Really? It must be an interesting life, mustn't it? But if you want the nipple tassels to go round inwards, I think it's both arms go up and they come in. And if you want them to go, there's a whole language of nipple tassels. Of course, I had to learn it. I've forgotten it now 20 years later, but there's... Statues and nipple tassels, okay. People are so... Absolutely, aren't they? Just because they don't understand it doesn't mean you're not fluent in it, does it? Oh, right, we need a demon card. Then I must get off to... I found these lovely trousers. They're in a charity shop. Do you call them thrift stores in America? We call them charity shops here. Look at that lovely dusky pink colour. Second hand, they're down to... I mean, they must have been about £30–40 new. I mean, they're almost new. And they're down to £7. Half a packet of cigarettes. Price of half a packet of cigarettes then. And I don't know if I'd wear it like a uniform, because I've got a lovely pink denim jacket as well, you see. Wrong pink. But I love wearing that with that hoodie underneath. I won't put it on. But... Oh. This is a nice springtime thing because you've got the warmth of the thing. But those two colours together go quite much my eyes. Anyway, so I'll just checking see what. So I love that colour pink. I've got my duvet colours. We need a demon card. So unfortunately, men are sort of discouraged from wearing pink, but pink with a bit of white around here, it actually makes you look healthy. That sort of dusky pink colour. Where's the demon colour? Oh, here we go. So, oh, look at that sunshine. Yay. I have to rinse my bikini. These are good to go. So let's see which demon is sitting here. Because obviously, with all this good vibe, this is where the devils come out on that last position. Yeah? I won't read it out. I'll just pop it on here. And then if you go to eclecticwitchcraft.com or Black Coven blackwitchcoven.com. They do a really good write-up. Well, they're sending out the big guns because I'm going to pull it. Beelzebub. Beelzebub. Anybody who's, you know, I knew it. Anybody who's this happy, they're going to send out. Nice, Stitch. How you doing? How you doing? Molly can talk, you know. She's kept me on here for ages. So the demon that's going to try and ruin this lovely feeling you got is Beelzebub, one of the biggies. And he goes with the moon. So it's going to try and keep secrets. We actually haven't had the moon card out, have we? So you're going to be tempted by trying to distract you, going to discover the truth behind some secrets. Now, the crystal, if you have it, is honey calcite, which actually repels Beelzebub away. If you think about flies and honey calcite knocks him off. Yeah. So that's a very good crystal about defending against Beelzebub. But if you get eclecticwitchcraft.com or Black Witch Coven. Oh, hi Rob, how you doing? Nice to see you. How you keeping? Nice, Stitch. Are you British or are you around? Vegan. Vegan, pay attention. So yeah, so eclecticwitchcraft.com or blackwitchcoven.com. They do good write-ups on. So that's the demon. Now the demon won't obviously appear unless you live somewhere hot. It'll the characteristics and the tricks, the trickery of Beelzebub will come through your friends, and you think, "Ooh, you're not being yourself," and you realise it's Beelzebub coming through, trying to throw you, trying to piss on your fireworks, basically. So it's best to avoid that person till you. The reason I'm saying this is because you've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups there. You are just about to get over that finishing line, and the devil wants to trip you up. So you stay in that. They slam the door, so you stay in this cycle. You want to get over that scratch in the record and see how the song finishes, or get on to the next song. The devil wants to keep you here. This is going to get a bit graphic, but if you imagine a race, and you can, I mean, the finishing line's just here. Yeah. The devil wants to trip you up, and you go, and you can taste that success, and he wants to go, and so, like, as you're tasting success, getting over the finish line, he can't go into the next cycle. He wants to keep you here, but he's like that energy vampire, trying to, that lizard tongue, trying to, as you're tasting success. That's how it was described to me anyway. But that's what they're trying to do. Almost you, and it's all your work. You've done all the work getting around there, but they just want to get at the last minute. Grab it from you. And you're going from the 9 and the 9 into the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of, because obviously the 10 of Wands nobody wants. You've put those down already. The 10 of Swords you don't want. So the two good ones, Pentacles and Cups, and you're crossing the finishing line, going to the 10 of both of them. No wonder they sent the big guns out. Yeah, it fits. You see what I mean? It fits beautifully. You got the Devil card, and there you are, watering your lovely garden. I mean, it fits beautifully, doesn't it? As exiting this cycle of all this happiness. Yeah. So please pay attention. I mean, do look up how Beelzebub will manifest itself in your friends, and just keep an eye on your friends, and just you don't have to lose a friend over. You just think, I'm staying away from you till I've got my 10 of Cups or my 10 of Pentacles, and just stay away from them till you've banked that, and you go into your next cycle having achieved that and banked it, and then Beelzebub will fall away from that friend. I hope that makes sense. It's not a permanent thing. It's just how demons come up and actually try and feed off you in your good mood and what have you. Anyway, God, what are we up to? It's up to 2.5 hours. Molly, she can talk, you know, this Molly. I can stop that. You just want. Well, then that actually, Molly, I'm so glad, because then if that, the word resonates is so overused on here, isn't it? But if that hits home, if that goes bump, oh God, yeah, you can be on the lookout for it, and that is all about, wherever it was, 7 of Wands in this happiness. I mean, yeah, it's all about protecting that garden. She's decided on how big her patch is going to be, and she's looking after her patch. She's not interfering with over here or anything else. She's just keeping her patch clear. But the devil wants to come in and mess up her patch. Well, get out of it. Boundaries, yeah. I hope. I mean, pictorially, it all ties up and it all makes sense when you can explain it with a picture. See, explain it with pictures. Where was it? Was it here? We had the 7 of Wands, didn't we? About marking out your boundaries better. I don't know what it is now. What's it look like? Oh, let me find that quickly. There we go. Oh, it's in your current energy. Absolutely. 7 of Wands. Protecting. There you go. Look, the snake rising above the snake, marking out your boundaries. I mean, you keep an eye. You got to keep an eye on them. I mean, look at that. I did some lovely videos with some swans in Hyde Park the other day. Yeah? But it's like that swan is pretty. I always think, put a pole in the sand. If you're on the beach, put a pole in the sand. Draw a circle around yourself. That's your patch. Yeah. Forget everyone else's patch. Don't let them in your patch. But that's your bit to keep clear. But don't forget, half of it's behind you. You do have to keep looking around, because people they love to throw the litter there that you don't know about. Make you look stupid. It's like tucking your skirt in your knickers. You know, you coming back from the bathroom. You don't know, do you? So that's where people try and humiliate you back there, because you're focused on here most of the time. But you do have to keep. It's not just announcing your boundaries. You've got to police them, patrol them, and then shoot them if they come in, if they need it. Because some people keep coming back in, which is what this demon would be. And the better looking your garden. I mean, imagine when that's really blooming. There's lots of vegetables and lovely. You think all those glad eyes are going to be on there. Go, oh, well, wait till she goes home. I'll have a bit of that. Thank you very much. You know, trickery, theft, greed. Actually, what's interesting is that this devil card is called greed in this deck. There you go. Well, thanks for coming along. This has been it's been lovely. Thank you, and thank you for your support, and thanks for subscribing to the channel. Obviously, I'm sort of trying to grow it, but I don't I don't do the hit like, subscribe, share thingy, you know, because I being British, we're a bit more reserved about sort of give me that up, you know, sort of like subscriber grubbing, as I would probably call it. But for whatever reason, I know that because I don't go out there going, please come to doing the big advertising thing. I hope that everybody who is here because they want to be here. And I haven't asked anybody to do it, you know. Whether it's for good reasons or nefarious reasons, people want to be here, not because I've got hit subscribe because I've instructed somebody to do it. I would, and that's why it feels better when, you know, when you see the subscriber count going, you think, oh, actually, well, I must be doing something right then, not advertising for it, you know. So I've had my fair share of knocks, but will they get me down? No, going nowhere. So. Anyways, lots of love for the weekend. I'll be doing something tomorrow, and This has actually reminded me not to do it in isolation. And turning the comments off. I'll leave the comments on again, because this has been so rewarding for me. Thank you, and thank you, Molly. It gives it an extra dimension when you get sort of this instant feedback and you can have this sort of conversation, because I've had a bit of a rough week, but this has been lovely. I wasn't expecting it, so it's been such a beautiful surprise. Thank you, and thanks for your positivity. And I'll be back on tomorrow, and I will remember to leave the chat on tomorrow. Because the reason I turned it off was I was protecting myself from a whole slew of negativity that I was getting. I don't need this on top of what's happening. So anyway, yeah, lots of love to everybody. I don't know. I think you can put an announcement out about what time things are. Still here. Not going to get me down. PVC. I'm not in Amsterdam this week. Amsterdam, eh? But anyway, lots of love to everybody. Hope to speak to you again soon. Yeah. Oh, and you, Molly. Get some sleep, yeah, before. See if you can get some. What time is it? 11:30. Wow. So it must be 6:30 with you then. Yeah. Because I mean, I can't do regular things because I don't want to keep labouring the point, but I've got chronic fatigue, and I mean, there's a video of somebody that they lifted my head up, and they actually hoovered underneath my head, just to prove that you can actually hoover, and I'm still asleep. They just did a video of it. Because with chronic fatigue, you can say my longest sleep was 37 hours. And that's quite dangerous because you've missed a day and a half's worth of food and medication, and you wake up dehydrated. And you go, who am I? Where am I? What is it? You don't know which way is up. You're so dehydrated. And I mean, I fell asleep on a train the other day. I only meant to go down to Orpington, which is about 3 stops. I woke up and St Leonard's on the coast. It's like, we're here. I have to come all the way back. It's about an hour away. I didn't want to go 3 stops. I did that before. I only wanted to go to Clapham Junction. I work in Southampton. And that's the thing about chronic fatigue. You're just off. It's like this tap, energy tap. So that's why I can't do regular. I can't be like clockwork. Right, 11 o'clock I'll do this, 12 o'clock I'll do that. I don't have days and nights. I have eyes open and eyes closed. So that's why there's no regular timings with me. Block out, do it. Yeah. Ignore the small-minded. Yeah. Exactly. You're right, because there's a delete function on here for a reason, and a report function here for a reason. It's just that when you're trying to do positive stuff, and every single comment is negative, and like, talk to me about Israel. I go, no, I don't know much about it. Why are you coming on here demanding that I do so? And it was just the interruptions that were coming through, a bit like demons trying to put you off your stride. And I thought, no, not doing it. You're using too much energy. I've got lots left. Believe me, I can be like this all day. I'll go for a shower in a minute, but I'm just. It's me. I just ate at once. It's a nightmare. Try being it. It's difficult to watch it sometimes. I know, but it's yeah. I should have gone into something like ice skating. Something like that. Something energetic. But anyways, wishing you lots of love, and have a good day, everybody. Please keep safe and well, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, big kiss.
Take care. Thanks for watching.